that we're seeing in terms of detention, in terms of where people are housed, in terms of access to medical care, food, all those things, and the separation of families. We passed separate legislation on separation of families, but that was also in that bill. And the Senate, the Homeland Security and others said, we're out of money. We're not even, as much as they were, whatever they were feeding people, we're not going to be able to feed people anymore. We can't do this. And so there was a feeling that money had to be appropriated. The House bill appropriated the money, but with very stringent conditions on the agencies and how that money would be spent. No more unlicensed facilities, et cetera, and no more, no more family separation, no more holds of, of juveniles or youth for more than 48 hours, et cetera. And the Senate passed a bill that just had the money and didn't have any of that. We went right up to the beginning of the break, and unfortunately, the Speaker didn't think she had the votes to hold, and so she allowed a vote on the Senate bill. I voted against it. I thought we should have just stayed in town and continued to fight over it. And we have since put provisions in an appropriations bill on these issues. I was last weekend when I got back on Sunday, we went up to visit I flew into Portland to visit the Morrison Family Services, who has unaccompanied youth, and they're under capacity right now. So our question was, well, why can't we take youth out of Homestead and put them here? And we visited, they had 3 separate programs we visited, and one was a secure facility, and these were youth who had either behavior problems, issues, but they were getting counseling, or they had some kind of known criminal background. But we talked to one of the youth there, and he had left this village in Guatemala, and he had taken a long time to get here, 16 years old. He said, I was either going to be in a gang, or they're going to kill my family or kill me, and I came. And he got to the border, and it's like, finally. And then he was detained by ICE, and ICE were real, they were bad. And they, told him Guatemalans were enemies of the United States and all this stuff. And he said, at that point I thought, I'm really sorry I left, even with the threat of the gangs and that. And then somehow he lucked out. He got the lucky card. He got sent to Morrison. And generally people get sent to Morrison because they have some sort of nexus to Oregon. They have family, relatives, somebody here that preceded them, and they'll send them here until they can clear them out to go into the home through the Office of Refugee Assistance. But he got sent to Morrison, and he was in the secure facility, and he said, now I'm happy I came. He said, these people are good to me. He said, I'm getting counseling, I'm in school, and I want to, become a mechanic, and then I can send money home and help my family. And then we went over to the other facility downtown where they have 2 different groups, and one group of youth is just pending the clearance of their, essentially their, it's not adoption, but getting associated with relatives and placement. And the other group don't have a place to go, and they're going to Lincoln High School, but they can come and go freely out of that facility. And we had conversations with those kids, and when you look at a 13-year-old kid who did this on their own, and here they are, we should be going after the root cause. Trump has gone 180 degrees in the wrong direction. We had a very modest amount of money, nowhere near enough, that we were investing in the Triangle and those 3 countries. And most of the money was not going to the corrupt government. It was going to the non-governmental organizations who were there to help these kids or help families, or provide for employment opportunities, to help provide counseling, help get people moving from one village to another to get away from gangs. They were doing a lot of really good stuff. And Trump got mad and cut off all their aid. And so he went exactly in the wrong direction. We need to be investing something like the Marshall Plan down there and helping rebuild those societies. When I was in Eastern Europe with in the Balkans with the Judiciary Committee, we have police officers. I met 2 from Oregon. We're over there teaching people how to do legitimate policing. We have judges over there who are teaching them how to have rule of law and judicial process. We should be doing that down there in Middle America, in those countries, to help stop what is driving people out of the country. These aren't people who woke up one day and said, "Oh, I can go to America and get a good job, and I just kind of want to do that." That's not what's going on. And unless we go to the root cause, they're going to keep coming because they're desperate. And the alternative is, well, you're going to be killed, or your family's going to be killed, or other horrible things. If you're a young woman, you're probably going to be sexually exploited. So we need to deal with that. And unfortunately, right now, he's taking us in the wrong direction.